What's up, everyone? It is Diecastbuffet here again, guys. Here the 2025 Shane Van Gisbergen Diecast Chassis edition of his Red Bull Cup car. Wow, I love this car. Literally, it's probably my favorite diecast of the year. Let's check it out. And here we go, folks, with today's diecast review. The diecast chassis edition of Shane Van Gisbergen's Red Bull Chevrolet. Shout out to all the fans overseas that have been watching my videos. I see the comments from y'all over there in Australia, New Zealand. I love to see how much fans he truly has overseas. It's so cool. So shout out to y'all for showing some love and support to the channel. And literally, this diecast is my favorite of the year. The only problem is they made two of them. So which one do I truly pick? I don't know. But it's certainly one of these, the Connor Zilisch or the SVG. One of these is for sure my favorite diecast of 2025, and to be honest with you, it's not even close. So with this being the diecast chassis variant, obviously the car is going to be significantly heavier, but what might be the most fascinating thing about this car, especially as a long-term collector, only 288 produced of this. Now, it's available at Circle B, but they're selling it in a lot of two. So if you want to buy this one, you have to buy it in the unofficial two-car set, which I think is really cool. So you don't have to worry about one of them selling out and the other one still being in stock. It kind of guarantees you that you can get both of them. But only 288 available. I highly doubt these things will stick around a long time. That is a very, very low production number, especially with how popular the Red Bull diecasts are. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and open up the car, and I'll be right back. And here we go, folks. Diecast, brand new, out of the box. And if you're curious, yes, I've done a diecast review on this particular car, but it was a part of the two-car set. And I've noticed that y'all like to watch the videos sometimes individually. So maybe you only wanted to check out this car. Well, you don't have to worry about seeing the Connor Zilisch one in it. So it kind of gives you a little bit more of a short form content, more direct to exactly what you potentially want. Instead of me trying to review everything in one video, then you have to, click around trying to figure out what you want to watch. Just simple, clean, concise. That's what I like to do. Go to the front windscreen of the diecast here. You have the gold Chevy bow tie there with the Van Gisbergen logo there. You get Red Bull. WeatherTech.com. Love the matte style sheen to this car. More of a semi-gloss, but very, very modern. Notice how the decals, they're actually a little bit shinier than the rest of the car. So it's similar to a two-tone sheen style. Very, very cool. Now, one subtle difference for this car is the front stripes are actually different than the Connor Zilisch. On the Connor Zilisch, I believe they're white, but on the SVG, they're red. Another subtle difference is the roof decal number is red on the not SVG, but the Connor Zilisch. Obviously, it's white on the SVG. So even though they're like 98% the same and they look the same from afar, there is subtle differences to it. Got Trackhouse Racing on the front, your Sunoco rookie decal, Sunoco number 88, on the left side of the diecast. Now there's a little bit of a decal error on the left side door panel, but I ain't tripping on it, man. It does come with the plastic base underneath it, but the actual car itself, the chassis, the underbody, is metal. And you can see how shiny the rear diffuser is. That tells you it is painted die-cast metal. Go to the left side of the car here. You have the Red Bull logo right there with the quad lock and safety culture in the right rear quarter panel. Highly recommend getting some of these SVG diecasts, man. I'm telling you, his WeatherTech car from 2025, one of the first releases of the year, one of the hardest diecasts to find from the year 2025. So good luck trying to find that one. Then, of course, you have his the Clash paint scheme, the Trackhouse sponsored car. Obviously, the safety culture car, that one I imagine is going to come out somewhere down the line. Then you have all the raced wins, right? So there is so many Shane Van Gisbergen diecasts being made in 2025. Highly recommend pre-ordering them, man, because there's a lot of people who collect this stuff, even internationally as well. Got SVG right there on the driver name rail, Simeons with Wendy's there. Got Chevrolet, Cup Series, Goodyear. And check out that foil chrome outlining to the 88. Beautiful stuff. Now, one of my favorite things that they're doing in 2025 with the Cup cars is allowing the sponsors on the spoiler of the car. A lot of international series do this, and they've done this for a long time, but for whatever reason, stock car racing never did so. If I had to guess, they didn't want people to do any Mickey Mouse with the spoilers, try to get an advantage on the racetrack, so that's probably why They mandated that they couldn't put any logos on it. I imagine they would have done that with the COT, with how the spoiler was, a wing, right? Kind of flat. You could easily put a decal there. The teams would have tried to find a way to manipulate it to get speed on the racetrack. So I think their idea is, hey, we don't mind y'all, putting logos on the back side of the spoiler. We just don't want logos on the other side because that's where the wind actually affects the car, thus creating downforce and speed. Got Quaker State right there. Z01 Chevrolet with the 88. Notice there's a little bit of an outlining here. That looks a little bit off. It's almost like they cut it out and added a decal to it. I'm not really sure. It's better than it having a giant paint chip or something, so I don't mind it. Now, you might be thinking the right side quarter panel and the back panel is actually bare. It's not supposed to be, every week. Every week they actually have a sponsor there. But since this one was based off the reveal, so to speak, it's kind of a neutral of the paint scheme. So when he won at Sonoma, it has Save Mart on the side. I think when he ran at Atlanta or something, one of the Red Bull cars had Quick Trip, I think, on it. So throughout the year, they have changed the side sponsors, I guess, according to, a local franchise or store near the racetrack that potentially has a partnership with Red Bull. So that was kind of cool how they did that. Kind of similar to how like the Kroger sponsorship is, like Kroger's the vessel, but then they have all the different side sponsors that come along with it. Go to the top of the diecast. You don't have naturally the foil number, but you do have the red Trackhouse 88, which looks really freaking cool. I have no idea what number Connor Zilich is going to run in 2026. I don't know if they'll switch him to the 88, have him run the 87. Does SVG change his number? Does one of them run the 99? I have no idea, but we'll see how that goes. It gives you wings on the roof of the diecast. Van Gisbergen on the back panel. And another subtle difference is this area right here. I'm going to show the Connor Zilich diecast once again. You'll see what I'm talking about. But on the Connor Zilich, the logo is a little bit different on the deck lid. The car on the right is the Zilich one. And I don't know if the real cars are like that. I haven't looked that hard to see if it was, but I imagine they are. I'm telling you, man, if you're a fan of the Red Bull cars, maybe you're a completionist, right? Maybe you want to have one of everything that gets produced from the Red Bull Trackhouse Racing partnership. I'm telling you, man, you better get it while you can. The normal 164, the diecast chassis 164. You have, of course, the standard 124. I don't know if they're making an Elite or an Elite Premier variant of the 124s. Then you think about the color chrome. There's some collectors, they want one of every finish and every scale of that one paint scheme produced for that exact year. If you're one of those collectors, get it while you can, fellas. Circle B has them at the time of this video, but I don't know how long they'll have them. So tap it over there. You can use that promo code down in the description if you'd like. You don't have to, but it helps you save on shipping. By far, my favorite diecast of the year is one of the Red Bull cars. Talk of the town for all the diecast collectors. Everywhere you go, people are posting about them. They're, oh, my Red Bull cars came in the mail today. Just really cool stuff. That's all for now, fellas. Like, comment, and subscribe. Diecastbuffet, signing off.